Second, the many ways in which trauma manifests itself in our lives. And then third, the means by which we can effectively process, heal, and even prevent trauma and those downstream effects. So why don't we start with defining our terms here? Like, what is trauma? That term gets thrown around pretty cavalierly, right? So I think it's important that we understand what we're talking about.
Right. No, I agree. I think we have to define it to have a meaningful conversation about it. Absolutely. And I think for purposes of the book that I wrote and for conversations about trauma, what I'm really interested in is trauma in the sense that something happens, which could be acute or could occur over time, that overwhelms our coping mechanisms and then leaves us different as we move forward. And that difference is rooted in brain biology. In other words, it's not a soft concept of, I'm impacted by that because I remember it. Or, all those things can be true, but there's actually a change in the brain, right? And that change pushes some things that we know about ourselves or know about the world out of our mind. Like we forget things that we knew, and we then ground to the world in a different way, in a way that comes more through the lens of vulnerability and vigilance. And we often do not know that those changes have happened inside of us. So they're brain changes, they're psychological changes, they're real, they're identifiable. And the reason is you talk about there can be so much downstream effect is if it's impacting us so deeply and we don't know it, then how do we stave off the sort of domino effect of consequences?